Hello, everyone. Welcome to a very special Cheeky Scientist panel video. Today, we're talking about resumes. Have on with us Alejandra. Hi, Alejandra.
Hi there.
Elliot, good to see you on.
Hey there.
And Amanda. Hi, Amanda. Thanks for being with us.
Hello, everyone.
Good to see all of you, and thanks for taking time to talk with me about the different resume types. So in the association and our other advanced programs, we have a lot of new members. We just did a really big promotion, the mid-year mega markdown. We did this because a lot of the hiring in industry right now has been squeezed to the middle of the year because the first wave of the pandemic happened at the beginning of the year, and everybody's prepping for the second wave. So we have a lot of new members looking to get hired now, and we are training them on these 5 resume types. Now, the first resume type is called our gold standard industry resume, called the gold standard for a reason, because it is the most effective. If you don't know where to start, it's the one you want to use. As far as what it looks like structurally, you start with your professional summary below your contact information at the top of the first page. So it's a 2-page resume, the top of the page, and you can get these resumes for free by going to cheekyscientist.com. If you want to download them, we kind of rotate which ones we give away for free at the top of the page. If you look at the gold standard resume template, the top 1/3 of the first page of any of these templates is called the visual center, because employers spend 80% of their time in the top 1/3 of that resume, and they're only spending 5 to 7 seconds on your resumes total. They spend most of that time in the top 1/3. Even the applicant tracking system software, so when you upload a resume online, it weights the keywords that are in the top 1/3 with 80% more weight than the rest of the keywords. So what you put in that section is crucial. It's why most of these resumes start with a professional summary, which is your 3 biggest career highlights. After that is your work experience. After that is your technical skills. And then finally, your honors, awards, and hobbies. You put your education in a thin line at the top of the second page, usually above the technical skills. But that's it. So again, professional summary after your contact information, work experience, education, technical skills, and then finally honors, awards, and hobbies. You do not put a works-cited list of your publications. Employers are not looking for, especially the frontline gatekeepers to the jobs, the hiring managers, recruiters who don't have a PhD, they're not looking for the volume of the issue number. So that's how the gold standard resume is structured. As far as every individual bullet point, you need to start the bullet point with a transferable skill and end it with a quantified result. And then you use your technical expertise to sandwich them together, okay? So what that would look like is you could say, innovation, research, and analysis skills, including expertise in XYZ technical skill, right, based on your background, resulting in, 2 papers, including a Nature paper, or resulting in XYZ amount of grant funding, or resulting in these innovated or optimized methodologies, or resulting in these discoveries, right? There's lots of results you probably haven't thought of. That's the gold standard. I'm going to turn to Alejandra, though, to talk about how you need to adapt this for a recruiter. So what does the second format look like that we're going to talk about, Alejandra, the recruiter format?
Yeah, so the recruiter format is, as the name says, is what you're going to use if you're talking to recruiters. And here, your technical skills actually gain importance, basically because recruiters, first of all, they get lists of technical skills from hiring managers, and second, they might want to, they might have a lot of positions available, and they're trying to match that requirement to the resume that you give them. So in this case, you will have your information, your summary, and then a list of your technical skills, just to highlight that. And then you can go follow the same thing as the golden standards. You go to your experience, education, and then awards and hobbies. But that's the important part. You have to highlight those technical skills right at the beginning, on your right after your visual center and everything, so they can match your technical skills to the requirements of the positions they're trying to fill.
Exactly. Yeah. So think about it. If your resume is going to a recruiter, most recruiters get a list of technical skills from a hiring manager. So you just pull that technical skills section up to the top of your resume, but below that professional summary, below that visual center, like Alejandra said, so they can find it easily. And your technical skills, if you haven't seen any of our resume formats before, there's 3 different columns. and you put your technical skills lists in those columns. You're not describing them in a sentence. It's the instruments, the reagents, certifications, programming languages, all of this stuff together. Elliot, let's turn to you for the sidebar resume format. This is a newer one, been trending and becoming very popular with some of the newer competitive positions for PhDs in particular. What does it look like?
Yeah, it's basically it's also sidebars or a one page. So you're basically taking, instead of those 2 pages that you're usually seeing with a standard, resume, and condensing it down to one to make it even, easier for someone to skim through and see all of your skills like quickly. What you're going to do with the sidebar there is you're still going to go through and have some of your skills listed, and then you're going to have like some of the experiences, but the way you're sort of focusing them is much more specific and towards the roles. And this is usually seen for a lot of like front facing type roles and management roles. So like this is really popular if you're looking for something like an MSL or medical science liaison, or someone who's a project manager, or actually even more so, which is in data science, where they want to go, this is skill, this is how I got it, and this is the tangible results. So you still have those things, you have your skills, but it's all just like condensed much more into just one page, because they're skimming through these really quickly. And so you still have a lot of the same, functional sections that you do within the other ones, but you're, making sure, instead of going through and being even more wordy and, your bullets, you're super condensed, you're super tight, only the ones that are, most relevant. You're not going over and listing out tons and tons of them. You've got to make sure that what you're putting in there is, focused at this position specifically. So it's just taking, instead of having a little of the extra fluff in there, and just condensing it down, have it just one page completely and condensed.
Yeah, being condensed is the key. The sidebar is there to bring 2 pages into one. So you wouldn't have 2 pages of sidebars. That wouldn't make any sense. And Elliot's right. A lot of positions, especially the hotter positions right now for PhDs, data science, medical science liaison, they're looking for that 1-page resume, because they want to know that you can be succinct. They know you can do research and analysis of data, information, whatever your background is, but they want to know that you can condense it succinctly and communicate with key stakeholders, whether those key stakeholders are key opinion leaders, like clinicians, or they are business professionals, executives who have no technical background, but need you to translate that technical information into business information. Amanda, the functional resume format, if you could describe this and who it's ideal for.
Thanks, Isaiah. So the functional resume is almost the same as the gold standard. The main difference is in the work experience section. Instead of sorting your experience by job title, you sort it by your skills. And this is a very advantageous format to use, particularly if you have no industry experience, because as it's ordered, the focus really is on your skills, as opposed to those academic job titles that hiring managers probably don't recognize in industry.
Yeah, exactly right. And if you don't have industry experience and you've been uploading a resume that looks kind of like the gold standard resume format I described at the beginning of this video, try a functional resume format. The work experience section is the only section that's different. And instead of bolding a job title when it's only academic job titles that you have, like postdoctoral fellow or graduate research assistant, that's the first impression that a lot of hiring managers, recruiters who don't understand what those titles are or not looking for them would see, and then they're not going to read anymore. But if you bold your key technical skills or key transferable skills, like you say project management skills, or you say microRNA expertise in bold, and then beneath it you say gained as a postdoctoral researcher at XYZ University, it changes the approach. It changes what they see first. And this is completely acceptable. This is not, being manipulative or tricky. We didn't invent the functional resume format. It's been around forever. And resume styles cycle. It's almost like fashion, right? The functional resume has been around for decades. So it's just like bell bottoms coming back in style, right? If that ever happens. But the important thing to know here is that you can cycle through these resumes, use them as different tools in your toolkit. And the last one I want to talk about is the combination resume format. This has been around for a while too. We're seeing it cycle back through. It's very popular. Think of the gold standard format, but underneath the professional summary, you have an extra section called a key industry skills section. And these skills, every one of those bullet points are structured slightly differently than the format I discussed earlier. and every one of them focuses specifically on that job. And the format is, I have XYZ skill and I've achieved ABC result. Now, for many of you, you won't have the exact skill or you wouldn't have achieved the exact result that they're asking for in the job posting. That's okay. You just use the word relevant. I have XYZ skill relevant to this skill that you mentioned on the job posting, and I've achieved ABC result. Or it could be, I achieved ABC result relevant to the results you're looking for. So you're getting as specific as possible and just saying, I've done this before, something very close to this to achieve the result that you want, or something very close to the result that you want. So hopefully this helps you. Thank you, panel, for being on with me. Good luck, all of you, in your job search. Use this time well. We are in the middle of a hiring boom. Look to July to get hired. We're here to help you. Thanks all.